Hi there. How are you? Hello, welcome. My name is Rusty Humphries, and this is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. We're going to get started in about 30 seconds. So what do? Well, right now, what we want you to do is to check in. Let us know who you are, where you are deplorable from. I want to say hello, give you a little how-do. We'll be talking about James Comey a little bit. Is Comey classy or creepy? I want to get your take on that. Also, hey, I want to thank Obama for the great deal he made with the Iranians, because, you know, they were going to, if we didn't have that deal, remember, boy, there was going to be war, and Iran was going to be our good pals after that, and they weren't going to do anything with military and stuff. Yeah, what a shock. He's wrong. We're going to talk about that coming up in a couple of moments. Also, a celebrity goes geeky. I always like this stuff because I do the exact same thing. And the latest on another plane had problems in the air today. We'll get into that. And what's on your mind? We'll get to that and more. So do me a favor, would you please? Check in right now. Let me know who you are, where you're deplorable from, and let's just get this show started, shall we? Well, let's see here. Jane is there. She thinks he's creepy. Bobby thinks he's creepy. Belinda says, I think he's number one on the creepy list. Yep, Beth creepy, Dan creepy, Kevin creepy, Barbara creepy, Lion creepy. Carla's there from the great state of Texas. Jack's there. John is checking in. Very happy deplorable from St. John's, Arizona. Good for you. Okay, let me show you something happy first. Anybody watch The Big Bang Theory? Years ago, I also liked the TV show Blossom. And the girl that stars in those, I forget what's her name, Mayim Bly, I don't know how to pronounce her name. But she just posted this online a few moments ago, and I thought I'd share it with you because it's just kind of fun and cute. And I totally do this, too. Not quite to this extent, but I totally, I go into what I call geek mode. When sometimes I'll have like somebody who I really think is awesome on the show, and then I go into geek mode. So I completely understand this, but let me show it to you, and then we'll get into some of the news here on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. Here we go.
Okay, I look terrible. I have no makeup on, and I just worked out. But what really just happened is I just met Mark Hamill, and I thought I should record a video about it. Mark Hamill's here. He's here. He's on our stage. He shook my hand. I can't handle it. I can't. Sorry. I thought I could keep it together, but I can't. I can't handle it. It was amazing. Okay. I'm going to be writing about it for GrackNation.com, so you better subscribe right now so that you can get the notification when I post it. I'm going to write all about what just happened. Okay.
All right. Have you ever met anybody that went kind of geeky like that? I got, having dinner with Sarah Palin was kind of like that for me. Going and having dinner with Dick Cheney and Mrs. Cheney, that was kind of like that for me. I'm trying to think. There was this, I'll tell you one of the coolest ones. There was this group that you're not supposed to talk about, but then it's kind of disbanded, so I guess it doesn't matter anymore. I'll tell you one of the coolest nights of my life, and then we'll get to your comments here. Christy, are you in the wrong feed? Liberalism is a mental disorder. Thank you. Creepy Mary. Christy thinks he's definitely a professional liar. Yes, talking about Comey. Tony thinks Comey is about as classy as Jeffrey Dahmer sitting down for dinner. Oh, you guys are bad. Anyway, so one of the coolest nights I ever had, that had me get into geek mode like that, was there was this group that I was a part of, and it was kind of a secret underground Hollywood community of conservatives. And they called it FOA, and it's now been disbanded, unfortunately. And I remember sitting there, and I'm talking to Tom Selleck. Just talking to Tom Selleck. And as I'm talking to Tom Selleck, I get a tap on the shoulder, and I turn around, and it's John Voight. Rusty, I haven't been on a show in a while. Well, how come? I don't have your number. Well, let me give you my number. Okay. And just all these people that I'd grown up seeing, and all they were conservatives. It was cool. Anyway, that was kind of a cool night like that. All right, let's see here. Is it true that Clinton's being indicted, says John? I heard that there were some congressmen that are trying to do something. I'd love to see it happen. I don't believe it. Melissa said Comey should be in federal jail for giving a reporter classified information. Yeah, I agree with that. You know, every comment I see from James Comey, every single one of them just leads me to believe that he's creepy. You know, and not just a liar, that every comment is couched. Everything is, well, I believe it to be true. You know, I have no evidence contrary to the fact that Trump may have been with hookers peeing on each other in Russia. I have no evidence of the fact. Well, then why are you talking about it, dumbass? Serious. Let's see here. So let me play just a clip of Comey from earlier today, and again, I don't want to Comey it up too much, but it's just so Ryan says slimy. Fran is a deplorable from Dixie. Nancy says he's disgustingly creepy. All right, let's take a look at James Comey today on NBC. Hit it.
Writing about it, but not anger.
There's been a lot of reactions to the book so far. Some of the most widely cited parts have to do with your description and words about President Trump. I mean, including calling his skin orange and saying his looked like he had tanning goggles. And, you know, some people said that was kind of, for lack of a better word, that was a little catty. Did you enjoy taking those shots at the president?
No, I didn't think of them as shots, and I still don't.
Really?
Well, you've read the book.
Yeah.
You see the description I give of my high school boss in the grocery store. I'm trying to be an author, something I've never been before, and bring the reader into that scene and describe in great detail what I'm seeing. And so I'm not trying to pick on President Trump or my boss from high school.
Yeah, but you're talking about his hair, stuff like that. I mean, I guess some people are saying, wait a minute, James Comey, you just got into the gutter with President Trump, who, you know, is known for his name calling. He's called you a slime ball and a nut job and any number of things. Did you stoop?
I really don't think so. Again, maybe I'm missing it, but I think I'm describing what his hair looks like. In my head, the editor's voice kept bouncing around saying, take the reader with you, take the reader with you. What did you see? What were your impressions?
You don't think you've diminished yourself?
I hope not. And I hope when people read the book, they may have a different view of it than some of the quick hits they've been hearing about.
You have really made some pretty strong assertions against the...
Okay. That's pretty much all I could take on that particular clip. But, you know, and I'm like, oh, you know, no, I didn't take any hits. No, I didn't take any shots. I thought I was being nice. I was just trying to make you understand what I was going through. I mean, that's how stupid he thinks you are. Seriously, that's how dumb James Comey thinks you are. That's how dumb the elites think you are. That you're so stupid that you'll just take, you know, whatever. Oh, it's, you know, I just wanted you to understand what I was feeling. Uh-huh. Let's see here. Kelly wants to know what those blotches are on Comey's face. I should, you know what I'll do? Let me give a Comey answer. I don't have any proof of this, but it appears that James Comey probably has AIDS. That's a Comey answer. You know, where you're trying to put out something that's not true, but make everybody go, oh, man, really? Yeah, I have no personal knowledge of this, but it looks like James Comey may have facial herpes. But again, I'm not sure. Let's see here. James is a fool, period, says Brian. Tom says they arrest others for lying to the FBI. Oh, man. Yeah, can you imagine if you did the same things that James Comey's done or stole classified information and leaked it on James Comey when he was the head of FBI? Ho, 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 ho. Jefferson says he's a POS, should be in jail, cuffed and stuffed. Wesley says he's creepy. What about the non-disclosure? Kurt, oh my gosh, Comey has AIDS? I have no direct knowledge that James Comey has AIDS. I'm just saying he looks like he could have some kind of a disease. I mean, take a look. Again, absolutely no direct knowledge, but, from what it looks like to me, there's some very serious skin problems there. Let's see here. Barb says the only reason Comey went on TV with Snuffleupagus was to push a book. Yep. Okay. Colleen says, first of all, I want to know who the Hollywood director-writer was that helped him write that book. Tammy says, why doesn't anything happen to these people that call me Clinton Loretta Litch? Peter from Arizona. Comey dyes his hair, has black cancerous moles, maybe leprosy, and wishes he could go to a tanning bed, says Mary Rose. No direct knowledge is the calling card of the Dems, says Kenneth. Very funny. All right. And then here's another report from the George Snuffleupagus interview. Again, I don't really want to play too much of it, but it's just, it's out there, so you might as well see it. And of course, this stuff is the stuff that, man, why didn't we hear this before? Interesting.
And I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the United States.
January 20th, 2017, Donald J. Trump inaugurated the 45th President of the United States.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
On Saturday, January 21st, masses of demonstrators take to the streets, among them the family of James Comey.
My wife and girls marched in the Women's March the day after President Trump's inauguration. At least my 4 daughters, probably all 5 of my kids, wanted Hillary Clinton to be the first woman president. I know my amazing spouse did.
I wanted a woman president really badly, and I supported Hillary Clinton. A lot of my friends worked for her, and I was devastated when she lost.
The next day, with that bizarre Trump Tower talk still etched.
All right, yeah, so devastated that maybe, hey, hubby, what could you do to mess things up for the president, huh? She wasn't just upset, she was devastated that Hillary didn't win. Brad says, I think Comey had some secret information on everybody. Lynch, Hillary, Rosenstein, all of them. Lois says, boycott his book. If you buy it, you're putting money in his pocket that he doesn't deserve. Oh, I'm not buying that book. Normally I will, even if it's, an anti-Trump book or, a book on Democrats. I normally buy most of them just because I want to keep up. I want to hear both sides. Sometimes there's a little kernel of truth. That Trump won Fire and Fury. I bought that book. I wanted to figure out what was crap and what wasn't and where things were coming from. And I got that from that book. The James Comey book. And one of the things that before the book came out, Republicans are going after James Comey to try to discredit him. Now, James Comey's doing a good enough job on his own discrediting himself. He didn't need my help. Let's see here. Comey talks in nothing but double negatives. Diana, thank you. Rick says he's a politician and a Hillary sidekick. What the hell is he trying to do? The media loves this scam. Yep. Barry says Comey better stay out of bed with Hillary. Just look at Bill. Angelita, you win some and lose some. Prayers, hearts, America. Linda says he got caught. Comey's a full-fledged lying Democrat. But they'll say, but he's a registered Republican. Yeah, registered Republicans tend to not have the entire family go to Hillary Clinton marches. Just saying. No justice for Americans, says Terry. Nick says go to the library. To get the book. Okay. Annie says hello from Bossier City, Louisiana. Typical. They just wanted a woman president. Never mind the fact that she's probably the most crooked candidate to run ever. Rochelle thinks that Comey's creepy in every way. Kevin said Hillary Clinton lost because people found out how evil and two-faced she really was, and thinks that he's a turncoat. Again, with all the stuff that has come out, I mean, you and I, we both knew how creepy the Clintons were and how crooked the Clintons were, but all of these things that have come out over the past year, I can't imagine anybody thinking, you know what? I sure wanted those people in there. I think you should be ashamed of yourself if you want somebody in a party that lies and tried to steal the presidency of the United States. And now for the past year, you know for a fact they're trying to commit a coup d'etat on a president, whether you like that president or not. You may not stand Donald Trump, and that's okay. But it is not okay for sitting members of Congress, former presidents of the United States, to create lies to try to destroy a man for stuff he didn't do. I remember the one quote with Snuffleupagus, and I don't have it handy, where he says, he just told Trump, we got this dossier that you're with hookers and you're peeing on each other in Russia. And he says, I want you to investigate that because I don't want 1% chance of my wife thinking that's true. And Comey goes, man, I was blown away. I just can't believe that anybody would think there was a 1% chance that could be true. Let me tell you something. I don't care who you are. If somebody puts something really bad out there, it is a psychological fact that people tend to believe the worst, or you don't want to, but once that's in your mind, it's in your mind and you can't get it out. Trump was right. Comey, as usual, was wrong. Let's just like most Democrats, wrong. By the way, speaking of wrong, I want to thank Barack Obama for doing such a good job in negotiating that deal. John Kerry for negotiating that deal with the Iranians. Because, man, are they living to the letter of that? Oh, are they trying to be peaceful neighbors? They have a brand new missile, and they showed it today. Take a looky look at this. Where'd it go? Here we go. Let's take a looky.
These are the combatants who defend this homeland with steadfastness.
National Army Day in Iran.
The army has dedicated many martyrs in the course of defending this homeland, our homeland. These are the men of combat and strength.
They look so friendly.
You can see the military parade by the officers trained at the Imam Ali Military Academy.
Yeah, Brad says this would be a good time to drop a bomb.
Of martyrdom and dedication and self-sacrifice.
In Tehran. Thank you so much for being with us. Your perspective, tell us the importance of basically this military parade and having a strong military by the Islamic Republic, especially these days.
All right, that was it. By the way, I did a little research. Sorry about that. The research on the new bomb they have. And it's called the Kamin 2. Kamin. And you know what that means? Fireplace. They're going to drop a bomb and create a fireplace wherever they go. Very nice. Thank you, Barack Obama. Good job. Good job in giving them all that money. Nice work. That was great. Oh, I remember Jack Black doing a video with a bunch of other loony lefties. Yeah, if we don't sign that deal with Iran, there's going to be war. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. So we got to support Obama, man, because Obama's the only one that's going to stop the war, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. What a bunch of maroons. Calvin says Comey should be jailed for treason against America along with Hillary, Mueller over uranium to Russia. Mary Rose says thank you to our Muslim president for funding them. 33,000 deleted emails after they were subpoenaed into evidence. That's 33,000 counts of obstruction of justice and 33,000 counts of tampering with evidence. No prosecution. Never mind what was in them. An act of deleting them in itself was a prosecutable offense. I guess not anymore. I guess, hey, maybe you can delete evidence according to everybody else now. I don't know. Do you? Adelia says creepy criminal. He needs to be in Gitmo. No, Gitmo's nice. I've been to Gitmo 3 times. I'll tell you what. Now that Fidel's, frying in hell, and his brother's out, although they got a new guy that's coming in, I guess he's extra mean. But once Cuba becomes, free again, I'd go down there. I'd buy a place right in Guantanamo. I'm telling you, it's nice. They got a beach there. They call it not Lizard Beach. Camp Iguana. And I'll tell you what, it's one of the nicest beaches I've ever seen. Anyway. Barry was a plant. Now we're paying for it. Bradley is a proud Indiana deplorable. Oh, Bradley was late. Bradley, you sit down right now. You were late? You have a hall pass? Okay, that's okay. You can have a pass and an excused absence, but don't let it happen again, please. By the way, I will not be here tomorrow or Friday. Make MCGA, make Cuba great again. Yes, I would love to. I would support that. Yeah, I won't be here tomorrow or Friday. I rarely do Fridays, but taking the fam to Disneyland. But although I might, and there's a good possibility, I might do like 10 minutes from Disneyland. The problem is you can't bring in, I have a little, it's not a selfie stick, it's like more fancy. They're called gimbals. And I have one, they're like $300-400, and it makes it so that, the camera isn't all jittery when you're talking. You don't want a jittery camera like that because people get sick. But Disney, they won't let you bring them in because some idiot went on Space Mountain. They don't talk about the things that happen at Disney, but this is what I've heard. And then pulling a James Comey, this is what I've heard. I'm not sure it's true. But I heard that some idiot went on Space Mountain and had the selfie stick as high as he could and whapped. Was not a good thing. Why is Hillary untouchable? Part of it, Terry, is when you've got enough friends in high places, they protect you. And the Clintons have a lot of people that owe them a lot of favors. Although it seems like they owe a lot more people favors. I don't know. Ryan, Rusty, hashtag part-time patriot. Hear Me Out is valued. We appreciate you, Rusty. Have fun at Disneyland. Oh, by the way, yeah, if you haven't downloaded the app, the Hear Me Out app, do that. And you know what I'll do when I'm at Disneyland? I love doing this. I love going into like some of the rides or some of the neat places with the iconic music and just recording some of it and putting it up on Hear Me Out and give you a picture. So maybe a little inside the Haunted Mansion or the Pirates of the Caribbean, whatever you can. If you can't get a signal out, it won't go out. But if I were you, if you've not followed me in the Hear Me Out app and you like places like Disneyland, you want to have a little mini mental vacation tomorrow, download the Hear Me Out app. It's real simple. Goes right in your phone. Doesn't matter if you have an Apple or an Android. Download the Hear Me Out app. It's free. Sign up. And then follow me, Rusty Humphries. And I'll put some stuff up for you, okay? It'll be fun. You should do that. Let's see here. Sean says Comey's creepy for sure. Mary says the Clinton cartel is feared. Yes, they are. Brian says James should be made to work at the Wendy's drive-thru window on night shift. My daughter's been working at Taco Bell, although her last day was yesterday. That's a hard job. Thank God I don't have to do it. Can you say Disneyland like Adam Sandler version. I'm not sure what Disneyland and Adam Sandler. I don't remember Disneyland and Adam Sandler. Richard says Disney World is better, Rusty. Just saying. Now, I lived right behind Disney World in Florida, and I love Disney World. And as a park, it is bigger and better. Do you know how big Disney World is? It's 47 square miles. It's the same size as San Francisco. But I live in Arizona, and so it's a 5.5-hour drive. And I also love the history of Disneyland. And so, you know, we walked around, so that was cool. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small, small world. You won't get that out of your head all night. It's a world of laughter, a world of tears. It's a world of hope and a world of fears. La, 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 la. Okay. Nick thinks that Comey has committed sedition. That's true. There was another flight. Airlines are having trouble. Yesterday it was Southwest. Today it was Delta. There's a little bit more information about what happened on that Southwest flight yesterday. Let me give you the report here because it is scary. I know I don't like window seats. Now I really don't like window seats. Here's what happened yesterday. Randy hasn't been to Disneyland since 1976. Well, it's changed. It has changed quite a bit since then, my friend. All right, here we go. Let's play the what happened on Southwest yesterday. It was scary. It was almost as creepy as James Comey, but not quite.
Next to when the engine exploded, fellow flyers scrambled to her rescue. It has been confirmed this morning Rorden was that passenger.
The engine went out and had a window go out, a lady go out the window, and we couldn't pull her in. The guy helped, and we got her pulled in, and they tried to resuscitate her.
Meantime, the Southwest Airlines pilot Tammy Jo Schultz, who called for emergency services to be prepared on scene upon the plane's landing, is being hailed as a hero for successfully landing the plane without more passengers being injured. Schultz was one of the first female fighter pilots for the U.S. Navy and started at the airline in 1994. Southwest Airlines CEO Gary Kelly says she and the flight crew, quote, handled the situation magnificently and did their job superbly. Aviation experts tell me what occurred is an uncontained fan failure, or throwing a fan blade, as it's called, which is a rare occurrence, but I'm told it does happen on occasion. This exact same thing, in fact, happened in 2016. Look at these pictures side by side. Same engine, same airline, and same damage short of that window puncture. Take a look at this photo of the engine aboard a Southwest flight in 2016 compared to the one that failed yesterday. Now, the pilots, crew, and passengers all worked together to survive this horrific flight. The NTSB says the investigation will last some 12 to 15 months.
Remarkable
once completed.
stuff. Yeah,
unbelievable. Thank you. Let's see here. Comments. Godfrey says, Rusty, I feel embarrassed for your daughter having you as a dad. Believe me. You're not the only one. Dad, I can't believe you did that. Kevin wants to know, how the hell does a window blow out? Well, what happened was that engine blew, and then a piece of shrapnel hit the window and broke the window and sucked her out. That's awful. Rolly checking in. Rapid vacuum pressure, says Brian. Diane says, whoa. Out the window, that is scary. Check the turbine run date. Ian checking out. Kevin says, this is why I've never been on a plane. You've never been on a plane? Kevin, get out a little bit, buddy. That doesn't happen very often. By the way, have we gotten thumbs ups today? Have you given me thumbs ups and some hearts? Have we gotten a little love today? And have you shared the video? Share the video. Share the video. Let people know that we're here. So share the video now. Yeah. Let's see here. What is the new info regarding Delta? I don't know. Shall we look together? See, Delta. I'm a Delta Platinum. Well, I was a Delta Platinum. Haven't been flying as much lately. Smoking engine forces Delta plane to return to Atlanta after takeoff. Delta flight makes an emergency. Here, let me put it up so you can see it too. Delta flight makes emergency landing at Atlanta Airport. That was 40 minutes ago. Delta flight from Detroit blows tires, lands safely in Florida. Man, they had two of them today? A twofer? Is that right? Well, one was 54 minutes ago. Smoking engine forces Delta plane to return to Atlanta after takeoff. Well, the one thing we do know is you're not allowed to smoke on a flight. I mean, that's a big... You're going to go to prison. You light up a Lucky on a flight. So if the plane... I guess it's only fair if the plane's smoking, they got to go too. Okay, that was stupid. Sorry. Let's get back to the news there. A smoking engine forced Delta, a flight bound for London, to return to Atlanta shortly after takeoff this afternoon, day after another Delta takeoff was aborted due to engine trouble. Oh, I got video. Oh, good. I always like video on these things. Let's see. Oh, man.
Purser, call the cockpit, please.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm thinking if I was on that flight and you're going all the way to London and that's happening, yeah, I probably would have stopped that one too. Rolly says, I'll never fly again since I went to Arizona in 1982. Made my father rent a car if he wanted me to go home. What? Come on, don't be chickens. Don't be a chicken. And then, but what was the other one, a Delta? Hold on. Flight from Detroit blows a tire, lands safely in Florida. Delta flight heading to West Palm Beach from Detroit blew a tire after takeoff. Part of Detroit, 8:45 a.m.
Ready for game time?
Landed at 11:23. Boo, 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 boo. No big deal, I guess. Oh, they got Southwest Airlines apologizing for the woman, the passenger that was killed. Let's see what he had to say. Hold on.
It is with great sadness that I confirm there was a passenger fatality on Flight 1380 today. This is a sad day, and on behalf of the entire Southwest family, I want to extend my deepest sympathies for the family and the loved ones of our deceased customer. They are our immediate and primary concern, and we will do all that we can to support them during this difficult time and the difficult days ahead. I am immensely grateful there are no other reports of injuries, but truly this is a tragic loss. We're giving the National Transportation Safety Board our full attention and cooperation and support as they go about the important business of investigating this engine failure. The safety of our customers and our crew is always our uncompromising priority. I do want to thank and commend our flight crew for their swift action and for safely landing this aircraft. I also want to thank all involved in Philadelphia for their quick, professional, and compassionate response. We're in the earliest stages of gathering information, and we've launched our emergency response program to help us quickly respond to this event.
Okay, he's boring me.
And we will continue to post regular updates with additional information on our company channels.
Okay. I can't handle anymore. All right, that's about it. He's not as cool as the former president of Southwest Airlines, Herb Kelleher. I hung out with that guy a couple times. That guy was cool. That guy was cool. Anything else interesting? I don't see anything else interesting. No. The Comey interview? No. Let's see here. Correct to the counter pressure. If the plane is smoking, no, it's not a good thing. Comey is a perfect Clinton crony. Yep. That's true. All right. I'm about out of time today. Anything else got your attention today? Anything got interesting you want to yap about for a minute before I shut her down for the day, by the way, as you're typing away, sharing the video, letting people know that we're here, reminding them we're here every night except for tomorrow and Friday, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West. Summer's coming around. And with summer comes barbecues and cookouts and family get-togethers. And those are tough times, especially when you have family members that don't agree with you politically. And how do you get along? I know a lot of people that have just said, I'm not paying attention to my family, or I hate that guy, I'm not doing it. Family's more important than that. I heard a great quote today that Barbara Bush said, politics is what we do, it's not who we are. It's a great lesson. But in my book, 7 Ways to Win Political Debates with Your Liberal Family and Friends and Still Keep Them as Family and Friends, is an important guide to how to walk through the minefields that liberals tend to lay to try to make you look bad. Now, it's not right and it's not fair, but it happens to me almost every single time I go out to a social situation. And so I have been in so many of these situations where some liberal comes up and they want to attack. What do? How do you fight back? This book is a read on the way to Grandma's house. It's how many pages? 74 pages. It's under $10. I did that for a reason. I would rather you read this and have these tips than for me to make a bunch of money. Okay? So go to Amazon, type in my name, Rusty Humphries, and you can get this book in paperback or on Kindle or in the audio version on Audible. And that one's kind of a little bit more fun because I read it and I throw in stuff that I kind of forgot. So if you would, please pick up this book. Like I said, I don't even know how much it is anymore. Amazon kind of changes prices on it, and they don't raise the prices, it seems. It seems like it keeps going down. So, again, I'm not making any money on this other than it's just, and it might even, I'm not making hardly any money on it. So if you would please, though, 7 ways to win political debates to your liberal family and friends and still keep them as family and friends. And the other thing I really would ask you to do, because it does mean something, they are a sponsor of the program. And you're noticing there's not been a lot of sponsors lately. Things have been tight ever since the Zuck sucked us. And so the way you can really help my family is to download the HearMeOut app and follow me, Rusty Humphries, and it won't cost you anything. You can help my family. You can make a difference, and it really does. And all you have to do is download the HearMeOut app and follow me, Rusty Humphries, and listen to some of my downloads, my posts. Won't take any more than 41 seconds. Signing up might take you a minute. Doesn't cost anything, but makes a big difference. And you can make that big difference. And if you haven't downloaded the HearMeOut app, I implore you, please do that. Not just for my family, but also in case that the social media companies that we're on right now decides to turn us off. And they could do that at any second. And then there'd be no way for us to communicate. So please, follow me in the HearMeOut app. Download it to your phone and sign up if you would, please. Let's see here. How much is the Audible version, says Brad? I don't know. Last time I saw it, it was under $10. Let's see here. Mrs. Bush will be missed. She was a great first lady. Yes, she was. And I did meet her once. And we go, she was tough as nails and mean. She was nice to me. Rolly says Iowa may get 8 to 9 inches tonight. Of what? I'm sorry, I'm burning up here. It's like 90 degrees here in Phoenix. Let's see. Soros is behind the Starbucks employee racial training. Wake up, America. Soros needs to be removed from America and cut his funding. Craig says you can't reason with a sick mind. Now, you might not be able to reason with them, but my book will teach you how to deal with them and how to win the argument and how to not you look bad, how to make the other guy look bad. Okay, that's important. Ronald says, while in the military, we went to Asia on a military contract commercial airline, left Seattle somewhere over the Pacific. The luggage compartment fell off on the right side of the plane. Holy moly. We all held it until we got to our destination. It came loose after hitting an air pocket. We dropped 3,000 feet. What a ride until that luggage compartment fell down. Oh my goodness. I think the scariest one I ever had was a corkscrew landing in Iraq when they were shooting at us. That was fun. All right. Tomorrow, I may broadcast for a few minutes from Disneyland. I certainly will do some Hear Me Outs from there, so make sure you check it out, okay? I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening and paying attention and being awesome, because you are. May God bless you and may God bless America. My name is Rusty Humphries, and this is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.